Hi there, Alex here at mixinglessons.com. In this video, we're going to have a look at the Teletronix LA-2A leveler collection of plugins by Universal Audio. So this is a collection of plugins which gives you three different versions of the LA-2A or LA-2 compressors. And so you get the LA-2A Silver, the LA-2A Grey, and the LA-2, which was the original version of this compressor. And each of these emulates the characteristics of the original hardware units. LA-2A compressors are really nice compressors. They're very smooth, they're quite transparent, they're quite warm sounding. And so in this video, we'll have a look at the parameters on each compressor so that you know how to use them. And we'll also talk about some of the differences in the characteristics of each version of the plugin. And then we'll also have a listen as well. So we'll start by going through the parameters on these compressors or the controls. So let's start with peak reduction. So peak reduction, essentially as you turn this peak reduction knob clockwise, it will lower the threshold. So as you lower the threshold, obviously more of the signal will go over the threshold, and so you will achieve a greater amount of compression. These numbers, 0 to 100, don't actually signify anything. I think they're just arbitrary numbers. This actually runs from 0 decibels down to minus 40 decibels. And that is the same for the Silver, for the Grey, and for the LA-2. And actually the majority of these parameters are exactly the same on all three compressors. I think there's actually only one variation that we'll look at in a moment. On the other side, from the peak reduction, you have a parameter labeled gain. This simply increases the level of the signal that's coming out of the compressor. So you would determine how much compression you're applying using the peak reduction. That will generally mean that you're getting a quieter signal because some of the signal is being turned down, and so you can then boost it back up or tailor the level that the signal is leaving the compressor using the gain parameter. Once again, 0 to 100 doesn't signify the decibel value or anything like that. You can increase the gain here by 40 decibels. Now, for each compressor, we have a VU meter, and that can give us one of three different readings. And so here we have a meter selector, the same here, and then here we have the meter selector as a slider. You can have this set in the center of any of these for gain reduction, so that will show you how much the signal is being turned down. We'll just have a quick look at that. So there, that's showing us how many decibels the signal is being turned down by. But you could, if you wanted to, set these to the output options. So if we did that, then it will show us the level of the signal as it leaves the compressor. And here, +4 would mean that 0 on the VU meter equates to +4 decibels or +10. And again, that's the same across all three. So here we would see the output level. So we'll switch those back to gain reduction. More often than not, I use gain reduction rather than output on compressors. Okay, now with the Silver and with the Grey, you can use this plugin either as a compressor or a limiter. The LA-2 is simply a limiter, but with the Silver and the Grey, you can toggle between compression or limiting. And what this does is this changes the ratio that the compressor is working at. So when you have it set to compress, the ratio is approximately 3 to 1. And when you have it set to limit, it's approximately infinity to 1. Now, the reason that I say approximately is because these compressors respond differently depending on what you feed into the compressor. They are frequency dependent, so they'll respond differently depending on the frequency content of what it is that you're compressing. And so it's approximately 3 to 1 and infinity to 1, but there is some variation depending on what it is that you compress. And so that's the only parameter that is different between these three plugins. The Silver and the Grey allow you to toggle between compression and limiting. The LA-2 is simply a limiter. Okay, next we have an emphasis control, which is marked here by HF or high frequency. What this does is this applies a shelf at the compressor's sidechain input. What does that mean? Well, basically, the more you turn this anti-clockwise, the more you make the compressor more sensitive to the high-end frequencies and less sensitive to the low-end frequencies, because what it's doing is it's applying a shelf, so it's taking away some of the low end that the compressor is responding to. And so as you go anti-clockwise or counterclockwise, you make the compressor more responsive to high frequencies and less responsive to low frequencies. You also have a mix parameter on all three compressors. So here, and then on the LA-2, this is over here. And what this does is it lets you do parallel compression, basically. So you can have a blend of the compressed signal and the uncompressed signal. And so if you were entirely to the left, then you would be hearing only the uncompressed signal. If you go entirely to the right, you hear only the compressed signal. In the center, you have 50% of each, so you can dial in the blend of the two. And something worth knowing with the emphasis control and with the mix control is you can click these plus and minus icons, and that will toggle clockwise and anti-clockwise. Okay, and then the final parameter that we have on these compressors is the power button. And so this simply determines whether or not the compressor is active or if it is bypassed. So you might be thinking, well, you've mentioned where the threshold lives on these compressors and how to lower the threshold. You've mentioned how to change the ratio. Where are the attack and the release controls? Well, there aren't any. These plugins emulate the characteristics of the original units in terms of things like the headroom or the distortion, and in terms of the attack and the release times. So something to know is that with each of these compressors, the silver is the fastest of the three, the grey is more of a medium, and the LA-2 is the slowest of the three compressors. In general, this is a slower compressor. Anyway, it's nowhere near as fast as something like an 1176. So it's a slower compressor in general, but of the three, the silver is the fastest, grey is more medium, and the LA-2 is the slowest of the three. Now, another thing to note about these compressors is, as I already mentioned, they're very much program dependent and frequency dependent. So there will be some variation in performance depending on what it is that you're compressing. The release time is what we would call multi-stage. So what that means is the gain reduction doesn't subside at a constant rate. It will actually go in stages. And so generally it's a faster release to begin with, and then it slows down as the gain reduction subsides fully. And that's very useful for balancing the level of things and getting the levels of things more consistent, and it can help things to sound more transparent as well. Okay, so just before we have a listen to each of these three compressors on some different signals, if you're a little bit unsure of any of the terminology that I'm using when we talk about threshold, ratio, attack, release, and things like that, then I would highly encourage you to download my free compression cheat sheet. That will explain what each of these parameters do on a compressor, and it will tell you what effect things like a slower attack time will have or a faster attack time. Tailoring things like the attack and release times are great for maybe making signals sound more punchy, making signals sound more fat. And so understanding these parameters is very important for getting the best results from compression. So you can download that guide completely free at mixinglessons.com/free-downloads. Okay, so let's have a listen to these three compressors. So we've got the silver on this drum track, we've got the grey on the bass guitar and two electric guitars, and then we've got the LA-2 on the keys. So let's have a listen to the drums to begin with. Okay, so we'll start with the compressor turned off and then we'll turn it on. And what you should hear is more of the resonance of the drums. It fattens things up in a way, but it remains quite punchy. The nice thing is that the attack and the release are fast enough to grab that kick and snare, but they're not so fast that they really shave down the transients and you lose the punch. So we're retaining the punch, but we're also fattening things up a little bit. Okay, next let's have a listen to the bass guitar. And for this one, we are using the LA-2A Grey. Again, we'll start with it switched off. We'll start with it bypassed and then we'll switch it on. And with this, what you should hear is that the compressed version maybe has a little bit more definition than the uncompressed version. To me, the uncompressed version sounds a bit more woolly, it sounds a bit more round, and then the compressed version has a little bit more definition. So it's really quite subtle, and you might have to listen a couple of times to be able to pick up on it. Listen for the attack, a little bit more definition, a little bit more transient in the compressed version. Okay, now let's listen to the grey on an electric guitar. Here, pay attention to the difference in the levels of each part that's being played. There's a particular part in here which sticks out a lot on the uncompressed version. It gets a bit too loud for it to sit in the mix well. And then when we turn the compressor on, that loud moment comes down in level. And so this is working really nicely in this instance to get those dynamics under control and to get a more consistent level throughout. So again, we'll listen once round uncompressed and then I'll turn the compressor on. So let's quickly remove this grey because that one was for the bass guitar, and we'll take a look at this one which is compressing the guitar. So there, in terms of the tone or the characteristic of the track, there's a little bit more definition there, but in particular that bit that I pointed out to you is much louder, and so it's at a more consistent level and it sits more appropriately in the mix in the compressed version. We'll have one more listen. So yeah, it gets that louder moment under control and it makes it a more appropriate level to sit in the mix. And it does so quite transparently. It's transparent. There is a change to the tone, but it's maybe a little warmer, a little smoother. So it's very complementary. It's very musical sounding. Okay, the grey on the next guitar is doing exactly the same thing. So we won't go over that one. Let's finally look at the LA-2 on the keys. Pay attention to the way that this makes everything a more consistent level overall. We'll play the uncompressed version first, and again you'll notice that there's a moment that jumps out a little bit. It's louder than parts of the rest of the signal, jumps out a bit too much, and then in the compressed version you'll hear that we bring that under control with this slow attack and release time. So yeah, you can hear there that it's got those levels under control again. And that really slow release time is just keeping things under control. As the notes die down, the compressor is subsiding at a similar rate. So it's just keeping things a bit more consistent overall and decreasing the variation in the dynamics. And you can even see on the VU meter how slow that release time is. And so as the note is decaying, as it's decreasing in level, the compressor is subsiding, the gain reduction is subsiding quite gradually as well. And so you get this more even, consistent kind of dynamic. So yeah, these are three really, really nice compressors. Quite smooth, quite mellow, quite transparent, very musical, quite warm sounding. And yeah, experimenting with them and auditioning them on different tracks is very, very useful. I'm going to leave two videos on screen. One is to my video about the 1176 range of compressors by Universal Audio. They are kind of the opposite of this kind of compressor. They are a very, very fast compressor. The other video is my review of Luna. So if you're wondering what DAW I'm working in, I'm working in Luna. I think you might find my review of mixing or the mixing process in Luna useful. Thank you very much for watching this video, and I'll see you again next time.